Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your MesaRidge 330 BHS bunkhouse travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, of course, leave room for your slide to come out, but even more importantly, even more room for your awning.
Back and forth. And then,
going back over here on your off campsite, of course, again, your slides, leave plenty of room for all of them to come out. But then I want you to think about where your water and power connections are going to be. They are both going to be on the rear of the unit. Your power is going to plug in the back corner on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And your water connection is going to be right here on the end of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, next thing we're going to do is level our unit. Now, your unit does come with a power tongue jack. It does have a night docking light. Should you arrive at night, simply retract or extend to raise. Should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here is a manual override for this hand crank, so you can get this up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now, your unit comes with power stabilizing jacks. Button right here, hit extend. Now, as I extend this down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Use your 10% off coupon. Grab a 4-pack of them. Put them down underneath these legs. You may have to adjust your foot here. Get your foot straight. Once your foot's straight, run them down just until they're taut. Now remember, we've already got our unit level. All we want to do is stabilize it at this point. Bring them back up. So run all 4 of them down just until they're taut on the ground. Remember, our unit's already level. Again, we are just stabilizing it. So here's your front ones. I'll walk back and show you the rear. And just below your power here is where you'll run down your rear ones. So once we got our unit level and stable, we'll go ahead and hook up our power and water. It's a big long cord here on the end, 50 amp service. Should you need to plug into a 30 amp, we have this 50 to 30 amp dog bone, we call it, amperage reducer. And if you ever need to plug in at home, there is a 110 adapter you can throw on the end of here. Once you got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. So on the back here is your docking station. At campsites, we will plug into your city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines of your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in. Hook that up, hook your hose up, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's come up here on your campsite to your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, making sure our drain plug's back in. Throw some plumber's tape around there. Not putty, putty will gum up on you. Get that in there nice and snug. Once you got that in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a little while, you can go inside and deploy your slides if you need to. What I need you to do is get inside and open up all your water taps. Get your water taps open, get the air out of the lines. Got a nice steady flow of water going through them. Shut them off, and then you can turn on your hot water heater from indoors. I'll show you how to do that when we get in there. Also, if your hot water heater is not working, come out here and look to see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. They're a reset. And then this is your pressure release valve. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to hook up at a campsite. We're going to go dry camping. In that case, we'll simply fill up our fresh water tank. Again, use your water pressure regulator. Hook up your hose. Make sure your drain is in your hot water heater. Turn that hose on. Now the way to tell that hose is full, the way to tell that tank is full, is to go inside, and where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks and your battery, there's also a freshwater button. Hold that down. That'll tell you when it's full. Once that's full, remove your hose, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we got power and water. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Starting with your city water connection, fresh water connection, your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping our black tanks. You have an outdoor shower here with a spray port hose that'll connect to that. And your cable and satellite will plug in here. You also have a 110. You can run all of your hoses through here. Then you can lock this up. Also on the back, you are prepped for a backup camera. And you have a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk with recommended RV roofing caulk. Again, your power stabilizes that. Slides are out, and a lot of these things will be easier accessible once our slides are in. So you have a great extra gray tank back here. Your fresh water drain. If you're out boondocking, that's where you will dump that drain. That's the white handle back there. Here's your black and gray dump tanks and the handles for that. In between your front two slides. Big storage area. More storage up here. Inside here is, turn this light on, your carbon monoxide, or excuse me, this is your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. This will come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. You have a night docking light for those little lights there. The propane comes with a cover and a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Again, check your battery post. Coming down this side, you are prepped for a TV out here. You can put a TV on a table. There's your cable and 110 out here. Again, your hot water heater. Here's a lip to set your grill on with a quick connect LP right there. Your low point drain. There's access to the back of your fridge. Your water maker, ice maker. That is a vent for your microwave up there. Coming back to your outdoor kitchen. To the right of that is a flue for your furnace. Two things. One, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. There's a manual hand crank to bring your griddle down, or excuse me, to bring your spare tire down. Speaking of griddles, getting ahead of myself. You have to push both these blue handles down at the same time to get this to open. Lift that up, and that'll hold your gas on. In order to close this, your gas has to be shut off. And in order to close this, you must push down both blue handles. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. All right, so coming up inside your unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Just beside that is going to be your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Highly recommend having some fuses with you when you go camping. Your closet here, and up above that's your control panel. So if this is blank, just touch your screen and this will come up. What you've got is your home screen. You can control your climate, your heat and air, your lights, your motors, check your tanks, or your energy. Or you can do these all individually over here. So here you'll see your tanks. Up here is where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Here's where you turn on your water heater if you're using electric, and your water heater if you're using gas. It does make a difference. Next one down is going to be your slides. You can control all your slides from here. Your temperature. Turn your AC on. Hear that crank up. Shut your AC off. Now I'm going to switch this to heat. Let your furnace kick on. And you'll notice it'll take a few minutes longer for the furnace to kick off than it does your heat. You can also control just a regular fan here. Turn it back on. Or a regular fan. Heat is really touch sensitive. Cool auto fan and heat. Next one down is your lights. Scroll through this. You can turn on all your lights from here. Here's an accent light for in here. Next, your tire pressure. And then your energy to see what you're running on. Down here, number 1 controls your interior lights except for your accents. 2 is exterior. 3 will do both. Here's another spot to turn on your water pump. Just remember, wherever you turn on your water pump, turn it off the same spot. And then over here you've got a couple of arrows. Touch that arrow. I'm going to go back to off. Here's off. Go to the right to pair. Pair is where you can pair this device to your phone. Do your lights, your awnings, your slides off of your phone. Again with the BM Pro app. Or go to awning number 1. Slide 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's go to awning number 1. I've ran the awning out most of the way. I just want to show you the bottom of your awning is white, top is gray. You only want to run that awning out until that white flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that brown bar. You don't want to run it out any further than that. It will run itself out past that and wind itself up backwards. So make sure that you keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Don't want to run it out too far. Some bright LED awning lights. These ran back in for you. And then we'll use those slide controls when we close the unit up. Close your door. Continue to walk through. On here is your entertainment center. Your television on here.
Extended delays or cancellations.
TV off. You do have a strap here, a Velcro strap. Make sure that you strap your TV in for travel. You also have remotes for both your sound system and your fireplace down there. Put this on radio. I don't know if we'll pick anything up in here. You can scan with your remote here. Try 90. So dual zone, you can play your music indoors, shut it off indoors or outdoors. Nice sound system, picks up better when you're outside. Fireplace remote as well. I'll come down and do it by hand, not just for looks anymore. See, I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing for this, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning, come over here, crank this heat up on high, turn your temperature up to 4 high, and it will get it toasty in here in no time. Why use your gas up when you're plugged in at a campsite? Use their electricity to warm it up in here. On your island here, down by the side, is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volts, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping or boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery. If you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. 110 on the side of your island. Self-explanatory microwave. You also have a light, a high and low fan. Your glass top here makes an excellent backsplash. You have a panel light and oven light. Oven, if you point it down, turn this on, turn this over to light, hit your spark here and that'll light it. Your oven does have a pilot light, which you have to open up and light down there. Coming over to your fridge and ice maker, you have a complete separate manual for your fridge. Pretty self-explanatory. Doing your settings here. Continuing around into the living room. Max air vent. Before I talk about that, right above that is a temperature reader. You'll see a couple of these throughout the unit. What they do is they help the thermostat to work better. Right here, touch max air. That's going to open up that max air vent and turn it on. Hit off and it'll shut it off. You got 4 different levels of settings on that. I'll show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. I can get it from this angle here. So you're going to want to remove your back cushion. Just Velcro to the wall. Lift up on the front here and pull it towards you. See how that's at? And then simply flip your cushions back. And it'll all turn into a bed. Give you a different angle here. Maybe you can see me grabbing these. You just want to grab here, lift up and in. Return your cushions. And just that quickly you're back to a sofa. I'll show you quickly how to set your table up. A couple of them you can do here. Most important thing is how you set these legs up. So on the end here, you have this metal piece. You don't want to turn it all the way to the left. That's going to raise it as high as it can go. Set it down in there. Line that up. And then when you turn it to the right, it tightens itself right in. And then simply set your tabletop on here. Turn it to the left to loosen it. And store away. What covers everything in the living room. Go back into your bathroom. A couple things in here for travel. You want to make sure that your shower door is closed and snapped open or snapped closed. You also have another max air vent in here. Opens and turns on. Again, 4 different speeds on that. Shut it off to bring it down. Lighting, 110 with GFCI reset. Very important. Make sure this door is snapped open for travel. And that both of these doors are secure when you leave. Back in your bedroom, we are prepped for a TV back here. There's a backer here, cable in 110, even 12 volt there. There's a little button to push right here. Make sure that button's pushed in before you do a digital channel scan. That'll allow you to pick up more channels. Your closet area, all prepped for a washer and dryer. Lighting in here. Closet door. You also want to make sure that this is snapped open for travel. Access to your storage. Make sure it snaps in there like that. You also have storage under your bed with your griddle. Covers everything in the bedroom. Just make sure that you have all your doors and drawers closed in here when you do get ready to travel. Your smoke alarm in the ceiling here. And we'll head on back into the bunk room. As you see, I've got it set up so you can make a bunk back here. This will also lift up. Lock in there on both ends. Bring your cushions up. And quickly you can make this into a table. Another set of legs for that. Prep for a TV back here as well. Cable satellite hookup 110 and a backer. You do have a hand crank open vent back here. The lighting is here. It's best to travel with this down. Table doesn't matter much, but just make sure you travel with this top bunk down. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close some things up. First, I'm going to walk around and tuck some things away. Alright, now we're ready to close everything up. I want to say doors and drawers. Go through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. I checked the bedroom out, shut off all the lights in there. I like to come to number 1 right here and shut off my interior lights. So that's going to show me any individual lighting that I need to shut off. This lighting here. That's the high and low light. Let's shut it off. When we come to our control panel, go to lights, scroll through, make sure everything's off. Must be a separate switch for that. Oh, here it is. Now all of our lights are off. I can go ahead and turn on my living room, one from the control panel, or just number 1. Now I'm going to go to my slides. Go through here to slide number 1, hit retract. Sounds like it's the bedroom slide. Alright, once slide number 1's in, go to slide number 2. This will be our living room slide here. Can you see the importance of having that door closed? TV tucked back against the wall, snapped in. Slide number 3, retract. It's going to be our bunk room. You can hear that going in. So it's in. Slide number 4, retract. The importance of having all these doors and drawers here pushed in. We'll utilize every inch on these things. And once slide number 4 is in, hit number 1, shut off our lights, and exit the unit. As you come out, a couple important things on these steps. 1, make sure your exterior door is all the way open, otherwise this could catch on it when coming in. And then to adjust them, you simply pull back on this and raise or lower this leg, and the cotter will fit in there. I'm setting them up inside. Set it in here softly, pull this back, and that'll lock that in there for you. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn your handle. At this point, we'll bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, and our cable. hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. You got a 10-foot hose. Your main dump is going to be in front of your tires on your driver's side. And then you got your extra bathroom dump back here. So park accordingly. Once you arrive, we're going to dump some low waters. So if you are out dry camping, you could dump this freshwater tank at any point. Then we're going to head around to our other side. We're going to get up underneath here. And we're going to dump those low point drains. Once them are done, come to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of your hot water out of your hot water heater. Close that, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug. Head back over, hook up your sewage dump. Start here in front and pull your black handle. And once it sounds like that black handle is no longer draining, keep that black handle open, or you can go inside and look at your black tanks and see if it's empty. But leave that black handle open and hook up the hose at the dump station here to this black tank flush. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Make sure all that's drained out of there once you pull your hose. Once that's done, close your black handle, pull your gray handle. Repeat the process on the back here. Starting with your black and then your gray. Once that's done, take your sewage hose, store it in a nice sanitary, convenient place, and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this MesaRidge for many years to come. Happy camping.